Hi, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk about the tense of manifesting and what tense you need to keep when you're doing affirmations, when you're visualizing, when you're scripting, or any other format or form or technique of manifesting in order for you to ensure that you're going to get your result. There is a correct way to do this. There are infinite incorrect ways to do this. But if you can make sure that you're doing this properly, if you can keep the tense of I am, then you will receive everything that you want. And I will explain to you my process of having figured this out and how you can test this explicitly as well. But first, definitely hit the like button. It does something to the algorithm. Those who wouldn't normally be able to see this video will be able to see it. Hit the subscribe and bell icon in order to stay tuned, kept up to date on broken down, no nonsense, no BS, no dogma, no religion, how to get whatever you want in a systematic, testable way that you can prove. So let's jump right into it then. The tense of creation is I am. And there's a very specific reason for this, and I'll explain to you exactly what it means. Our awareness is, the best way to explain this is the dream of the creator of the universe, right? So key low, we are the power of the creator. That is why we have the capacity to manifest. That is why we have the capacity to create. Just like a dream, when we become aware, we can modify, create, we can fly, we can do whatever we want. Now, this world is essentially the same type of simulation as the dream itself, but the dreamer is awareness himself, which is the God of Scripture, or in other words, I am, as stated in Exodus. So what does this really mean? That means that whenever we become aware of something, we manifest it on the screen of space. But we must completely forget our old self and completely embody the new self in order to manifest it. Just in the same way as you had zero recollection that you, before maybe hearing these teachings, or maybe you never heard this before, but you are that creative power called your I am, called your awareness, but you had zero idea, which means you deliberately forgot you were that creative power and you manifested yourself in human form. And this body is your mask. This is who you are aware of being. But the awareness behind it is always the same. It's the same being. It's awareness himself. And so forgetting your old self entirely and becoming aware of being he who you want to be or she who you want to be, that is exactly how you manifest everything that you want. So at first, I did not know this. There's a ton of different ideas, teachings, concepts, etc. of how to manifest what we want. Some told me to imagine watching myself like I'm in a movie, operating on a movie screen, receiving my end result, being that rich person, being that happy person, being that married person. So that what was taught to me was that I had to, like a movie projector, watch myself taking actions or receiving my end results. But the result of this was I consistently was watching other individuals receiving my manifestations. Again, I'll restate that. When I imagined myself in third person point of view, like in a movie, receiving my end result, being the person that I wanted to be, always in reality, probably 85% of the time, 90% of the time, I would watch other people receive the manifestations that I wanted. I have countless stories of individuals, and I've shared them in the years past, of those who were listening to the third person point of view statement and then having other people receive what they want. Now, why is this? Why does this happen? What happens is whatever we become aware of, right? Just as I described before, awareness itself is God, and whatever God is aware of, which is our true self, will be replicated or carbon copied outward on the screen of space. Now, this is testable. For those of you who may have heard contradictory teachings, simply look back to your experiences and watch or play back the memories and watch how many times you imagined in third person point of view, and watch how many times another individual received your manifestation. It is because the replication, the copy, the cast of the imaginal act, meaning you're witnessing a third person, even though it appears to be yourself, this third person is now going to be copied, and you're going to experience a situation in real life where a third person, a third party receives your manifestation. And this was one of the first ways that I learned that third person point of view wasn't working, but I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I wasn't sure why. It goes with the idea that we are vibrationally attracting something toward us, and so like a magnet, it will be brought to us. But given the results of that previous experiment that I tested over and over because it's all I knew, it didn't seem to be true. I knew it wasn't aligning with my experience, so I had to find another way. Another aspect of how I learned that this was not the correct way was when I would affirm to myself, you are, like as if I'm talking to myself, you are rich, you are rich. Again, the same thing happened. Other people would enter into my life in the same, in a third party that would be rich. Now, why is that? Again, because it doesn't have to be a visualization, but even your inner voice will replicate the reality of it on the screen of space. When you become solely aware of a statement in your mind, it has the same effect as solely being aware of your visualization. So again, a situation will unfold where that exact statement will come out of your mouth. So, you are rich. Boom, someone enters my life. And then I would be compelled to say, you are rich to them. So the solution, again, to this is not saying you are, but saying I am. It has to be I am. That is the name of God. Again, despite what you believe or think or feel, just like I did, this is what I thought was true, put it to the test it, analyze your experiences. You will find that some experiences, a few of them, will still manifest for yourself, but the reason is very scientific, very pragmatic, and it's because your either emotion or your belief that it's yourself superseded the sensation of perceiving yourself as a third person. And so that superseded, and that was impressed on the subconscious mind. But most times, the visual aspect is going to be supersede. That is what it will supersede the rest, and then that will manifest on the screen of space. So far, the idea is being aware of being something yourself. And what will happen is the replication of that thing is casted out in the world, and it will be brought back to the creator of it, which is your awareness. Again, these teachings themselves, these techniques themselves, if you put these to the test, you will be able to sort through or sift through probably 95% of the nonsense out there and know specifically what it is within you that is creating reality. And it is your awareness itself. And it's not drawing things in, it is literally creating them, casting a copy, a replica on the screen of space. Another tense issue that I hear a lot is the idea of I will receive, or I will be rich, or I will be married to such and such. Again, the concept is as such. You replicate, your awareness replicates on the screen of space the exact likeness of the phrase or the imaginal act or whatever it is that you're bringing into your awareness. So if you're claiming to yourself, I will be, or if you're imagining yourself before you have received your end result, such as a middle, you're going to replicate that exact likeness of that. So in the case of I will. So I used to say, I will be this, I will be that. I would imagine that and I would manifest myself in a position where it still hadn't come yet. Yes, I would copy the exact image that's in my imagination, which then led me to believe, oh my gosh, it's manifesting, but it would stop before the end result. So incomplete manifestations come from imagining the middle, or in the case of I will, you imagine yourself or you say to yourself, I will be this, you manifest yourself in a position where you're going to be saying, I will be this. That's not the tense that you want. You want, I am already. I have, I received, I became. This is the tense that you want to use in order to get what you want. And this goes in with what the imaginal seed is. This ties together with how a manifestation works. When you imagine something, whether it's through your thoughts, visualization, scripting, etc., you impress the subconscious mind with the image. You impress the subconscious mind with that image, with those words, with that statement. And then it replicates it outward. So when it replicates it, we don't just teleport to the end. The bridge of incidence starts to happen and brings us to the end. But it brings us to the time and space that we thought from the point of view of. So in other words, if I think from the point of view of someone who is about to receive their manifestation, that and that alone is what will manifest. There's no guarantee it will go any further than that. In my experience and the thousands of emails that I've received from others who have imagined themselves before the end, have experienced their incomplete manifestations. Now, the bridge of incidence will perfectly bring you to the place you've imagined, but no more. And that is critical distinction. What you want to do is always, not always as in 24/7, but when you are imagining, think from the point of view as having already received your manifestation. Imagine yourself from the point of view as already having received your manifestation. Imagine yourself as you already are the person that you want to be. That will cast an impression on your subconscious mind of after the end, which means now that will be replicated, which means the bridge of incidence will completely bring you to after the end, which means you have your before, your during, and your after your manifestation has been fulfilled. And so this is why it is so important to keep the proper tense. You must imagine the I am, you must visualize in first person point of view, not third, and you must imagine yourself, I think that's it. So listen, I hope that was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell icon if you want more broken down systematic techniques on how to manifest anything that you want. And if you're interested in step-by-step workshops, hands-on stuff live, definitely check out my website, vip.josephalai.com. Thank you so much.